You ever notice how they say, the house always wins when you're walking into a casino? Yeah, they say it like it's just a casual reminder, like, don't forget your umbrella, it might rain, and also, we're gonna rob you legally. But it's not just casinos anymore. No, that phrase now applies to life in general. These days, if someone says, hey, you won something, what they really mean is, prepare to be financially mugged, with a smile. The gimmicks used. So, there I was, just paying my telephone bill, minding my own broke business, when a pop-up jumps out like, congratulations, you've won a shopping spree. Oh, fancy. But wait, what's the catch? To get the winnings, I have to add my cell phone to the plan. Excuse me, I specifically picked the cheap plan with a lifetime low user fee. Lifetime. Like, till I die. But now they want me to pay more, just to get some supermarket voucher that probably can't even buy toilet paper on special. It's like, here's your prize. Just give up your soul. Small trade. The other scam. Now get this, at work, my boss asks me to cover for his friend on vacation. I'm like, ooh, acting in a higher position. Maybe I'm finally getting that promotion money. Nope. Turns out, where I work, unless you're in the exact same worker classification as the person you're covering for, you don't get paid extra. And my boss knew this. He just forgot to mention it. So what do I get? Not cash. Not time off. I get, great job. Yeah, great job. As if I can walk into the supermarket and be like, hi, I'd like to pay for these groceries with this verbal compliment, please. Then there is the big con, overtime. So, overtime. Yeah, let's talk about that. You know, overtime is one of those things that sounds good on paper. But when you break it down, it's like a long-distance relationship. Seems worth it, until you realize you're just emotionally drained and not getting anything in return. There are 2 types of overtime in my company. Both includes working the entire week. One involves you working weekends for 7 hours. 7 hours. I mean, 7 hours. That's more time than I spend looking for my keys on Monday mornings. And the other. It's a stipend with a travel and meal allowance. But here's the thing. The travel allowance. Well, that depends on how many kilometers you live away. So if you live in the middle of nowhere, congratulations. They'll pay for your road trip but don't expect it to cover your mental breakdown halfway through. Hey, when's the overtime money coming? Co-worker's response, oh, it'll be there in 3 to 6 months. 3 to 6 months. Not days. Not weeks. Months. So let's break it down. I could work overtime and get paid 3 months from now. But the catch is, I'll spend more out of pocket, just to get home safe after a long day. You know, because we all know the real cost of overtime is exhaustion, burnt-out sanity, and the travel you can't currently get reimbursed for. Meanwhile, some of my co-workers think I'm rolling in the dough, like I've got a secret fortune somewhere, because I refuse to do overtime. They're like, oh, she must be a rich or have a rich man. Yeah, buddy, I'm rich in time, and common sense. But honestly, the reason I refuse to do it? Simple. There's no real reward. For one, my personal time is way too valuable. And 2, I'd spend more money trying to get home safely, while I'm basically melting into a puddle of exhaustion. And by the time they actually pay me that overtime money, it's going to be so devalued I might as well just use it to buy more coffee to keep me awake until I get paid in 2050. Who knows? By the time that money shows up, I might have died from exhaustion or been replaced by a robot. Either way, I'm not getting paid in time, for the money to have effective value, so what's the point? Oh yeah. If overtime's a gift, I'll take a rain check. Thanks, but no thanks. I'm rich in freedom, and that's all the wealth I need. The other scams. And speaking of scams, let's talk about the lottery scratch ticket promo. They said, buy 1, get X free. A friend says, let's do it. I said, let's not get robbed today, thanks. You know why? Because I've seen the scratch ticket hustle firsthand. Let's just say, where I come from. I go to buy 3 tickets. Cashier tears off 3. Lays them down. Then tears off a different 3 and gives those to me. I'm like, what just happened? Oh, I know what happened. Those first 3 were the winners. But they gotta keep it sneaky for the security cameras. I've seen this same dance on 3 occasions. That's not coincidence. That's choreography. Then I go to the store people and say, if I buy a ticket, do I get the free ones like in the promo? They say, yes. But the free ones haven't arrived yet from the company. Hold up. So I can't get the extra ticket from the exact same stack I'm buying from? No. Those are paid tickets. Although, it will be the same type of tickets you will be getting as the ones I currently have. However, you have to wait for the magical free stack. Oh, you mean the losing stack. Finally. Ever notice that most lottery winners are older people who live in rural areas? And the ones who take the yearly payout plan somehow just mysteriously expire, like 2 to 5 years later? I'm not saying it's a conspiracy, but I'm not saying it either. So yeah, the house always wins. Sometimes it's a casino. Sometimes it's your phone provider. Sometimes it's your work environment. Sometimes it's a scratch ticket with a catch. But one thing's for sure. It's never you.